Today is most auspicious day, appearance day of Srimati Radharani, our Supreme Goddess. We just now sang this song, which our Gurudev once told me personally that we have to go through on Radhashtami day, but before that we have to know this name Radharani, what is the meaning. In Sanskrit there is word aradhana, means worship, and one who is worshipper, he is called aradak, like seva and sevak. So aradhana and aradak. If in female form, it is aradhika, and if you make it more short, it becomes radhika, and if you make it more short, it is Radha. So this is how her name comes. And Rani means queen, means topmost position. So she is the best of all worshippers. Actually, she is devotional energy personified. She is original, or most means highest, devotional energy personified. She is nothing else but she is composed of or made of devotion to Krishna, because Krishna is Purna Shaktiman, full, complete, potent, and Radharani, inseparably connected with him, is his Purna Shakti, complete energy. And energy is always in the service of energetic. So first, this name we have to know, and in our Maha Mantra also we are chanting Hare Krishna. Hare here means Radharani, because Haran means to steal. From this also word Hari comes, and in female Hara. And when you call, in vocative case, it becomes Hare. Radharani is called Hare because she steals the mind of Krishna, heart of Krishna, by her extraordinary qualities of devotion to him. She steals. So first we chant Hare, and in second, when Hare is there, Radharani, then Ram cannot mean Balaram or Parashuram or Ramachandra. Where Radharani is there, only Krishna can come. Yesterday we heard Radharani's love is so powerful. Once Krishna took the form of Narayan, other gopis, they bow down and asked him, where is Krishna? He did not reply, and they went further to search. They were not attracted, but they were respectful. But when Radharani came, then Krishna could not hold his form anymore, and he became Krishna two-handed with flute because of her love. Such is the power of her love. So where Radharani is there, only Krishna can come. So here in Mahamantra, Radhika Raman Ram is there. Radhika Raman, in short, is Ram, one who gives satisfaction to Radharani, or one who plays with Radharani also, both meaning. Radhika Raman. So here Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote one song. Our Gurudev told I have to go through during Radhashtami. We sang before recording started. Radha bhajane jodi moti nahi bhela, Krishna bhajana tava akarana gela. If in your heart desire to worship Radharani is not there, then your worship of Krishna is useless or in vain or futile. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining why is this so. Because like sun, we cannot know the sun without its heat and light, his energy or sunshine. How sun can exist without this? So if we think, then that will not be sun actually. Like that, Madhava without Radharani is not existing actually. Radha and Madhava, they are inseparable. He is potent, she is potency. He is served, she is servitor. He is enjoyer, she is enjoyed, serving. His potency, internal potency. So it cannot actually exist. Madhava cannot exist without Radharani. Mayavadis, in next verse it says, those who worship only Madhava, they are Agyani. The Mayavadis, they think supreme reality, Brahman, has no potency. Otherwise it would be limited. And they give some wrong interpretation of Shastra, but it is not true. Parasha Shakti Vidya Shruyate, in Upanishad you will find many Shakti. Parashakti is one and manifest in different forms. So Shakti and Shaktiman, and they are non-different. So if someone is worshipping only Madhava, like Mayavadis, they are Agyani, they are totally ignorant. They are worshipping wrong conception of Krishna. That is all for their own meditation purpose, not for ultimate goal. But so that kind of worship without Radharani is they're ignorant of the actual truth. Or like king means so many soldiers, so many ministers, queens, all this. His paraphernalia is there. Without that, king cannot be king. Like that, there is no Madhava without Radharani. And those who disrespect Radharani, they are falsely proud. Another type, they don't worship the devotee of Krishna. They think I am worshipper. I don't need anyone. So they are in false ego. Radharani is topmost worshipper, so we have to respect and take shelter and take guidance, worship her, devotee. So those who don't have any respect for Radharani, they are not worshipping her, means they are Abhimani. They are in false ego, false proud, not in actual identity. Our actual identity is we are servant of Krishna and his devotees, internal potency. Radharani is complete internal potency, Swarup Shakti. So if you want to get the transcendental bliss of Braja, of Vrindavan, service, then if you have this desire in your heart, then you should not associate with such people who worship only Madhava and who disrespect Radharani. Because from them, you cannot get devotion. Radharani's devotional energy, it is coming from her. Without her, we cannot have it. And without devotional energy, we cannot have any transcendental taste of service of Krishna, because we will not serve Krishna. And devotion is coming from Radharani. So if you desire transcendental taste of service of Krishna, then don't associate with such people. But if you, next line, consider yourself, you identify yourself as a maid servant of Radharani, means you take shelter of her in service, then very quickly you can get the service of Krishna. She has that devotion. So when we take shelter of her, become her servant, then by her grace we can get Krishna, means service of Krishna in Vrindavan. Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Shruti means personified Vedas, Narayani means Lakshmi Devi in Vaikuntha. They all worship the dust from the lotus feet of Radharani. They all know of her supreme position in devotion. They are all devotees, but she is topmost. So they worship her. Uma, that is wife of Shiva, Rama, that is Lakshmi, Satyabhama, Shachi, that is wife of Indra, Chandra, Chandravali, Rukmini, wife of Krishna, they're all avatars of Radharani. They're all coming from her. She is the source of all Shaktis, of all consorts, all this. They're all her avatars. That is stated in Shastra, Amnayavani. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wants the lotus feet of such persons whose only wealth is the service of Radharani. If someone's only wealth in life, only value in life is service of Radharani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wants the lotus feet of such person on his head. He wants their mercy. So such is the value of Radharani and her servitors. So this song, there are so many other songs written by Goswamis and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Radhika Ashtakas. We sang today in the morning when we had a program with devotees, and Munindra Brindavandite, that Shiva sang the glories of Radharani, all they are praying for her grace. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also wrote in Bengali translations of these songs, and also Narottam Thakur, Radhika Charanarenu, we sang today in the morning. So those songs you can see, written by acharyas, realized soul, they know the glory of Radharani. But glory of Radharani is unlimited. No one can finish at any time. Always with humbleness, we are praying for her grace. It is unlimited. Radharani is so merciful. Yesterday I told, Radharani is so merciful that she herself will come to you and will request you, why you don't pray for my grace? I am so merciful. Why you don't pray for my mercy? So merciful. She wants all jivas should serve Krishna. In the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, means Krishna, became most merciful because of Radharani. Radharani is so merciful. So these songs we sang, and our Gurudev wrote one article as a notes before speaking his Harikatha in his last stages. In Bhakti Ratnakar, it is mentioned that the place of appearance of Srimati Radharani is Sri Raval Dham. You will find in Gokul Mahavan, there is our mat also there. So if you go from there walking, you can reach that Sri Raval Dham. Then our Gurudev told that Radharani's glories are mentioned in different shastras. Some people say there is no mention of Radharani. That is wrong. It is in Puranas, it is in Bhagavatam, it is in the writings of Goswamis. They collected so, but in Bhagavatam, glories of Radharani are mentioned only indirectly. Why? Because Parikshit Maharaj had only 7 days of life. So Shukadev Goswami came there to speak Harikatha to him, to rescue him from, means to give him that ultimate realization. So Shukadev Goswami is actually parrot of Srimati Radharani. There is a history. So he is directly connected with her, with full devotion. So Shukadev Goswami knew, if I will say Radha directly, then I will get all ecstatical symptoms and my voice will be choked. I will enter Samadhi. Then I cannot speak further. So he desisted from uttering because of this, because he has to rescue Parikshit Maharaj. Our Gurudev told, but we say Radhe, 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 like casual, like something. No, nothing is there, because we are not connected with Radharani through service. It is not so easy. It is not so cheap. Something is easy. For enjoyment, we say Radhe, Radhe, like this we are saying. But it is, Radha Nam has such glory, we cannot imagine that actual name of Radharani when chanted in service attitude. Also, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, on Radhashtami day, he spoke Harikatha. Many Radhashtami, in one he spoke why Vyasadeva did not mention Radharani's name in Bhagavatam. Because not all are qualified, he said. Not all are qualified. Ordinary persons and those who are anadikar, they are not qualified. There were some listeners also, some jnanis also like this. So Vyasadeva intentionally did not write Radharani's name, considering this for their own benefit. Why? Because if you throw, he gave this example, if you throw a pearl necklace to monkey, if you give to monkey, what monkey will do? He does not know the value of that. So he will try to eat it and will see nothing, then he will tear it because he does not know the value. Or in Christianity, they say don't throw pearls to swines. They don't know. So those who don't have proper understanding of the glory of devotion and topmost devotion, Radharani, they will misuse, so it will be harmful to them. That is topmost Krishna Prema. So how one can understand it very easily, Radhe Radhe? It's not so easy. Sahajas, they think it is easy, but practically actual is not so easy. You have to have full surrender, give up all those anarthas, offenses, everything, and complete surrender. That is topmost surrender in Radharani. So in order to get her service, you also have to get that sort of surrender. So intentionally he did not mention, but indirectly he mentioned for those who are qualified. So the verse from Bhagavatam is, this verse was spoken when Raslila was going on. Then Radharani went out and immediately Ras stopped, because Radharani has such quality of devotion that Krishna was not feeling any satisfaction with other, so many gopis, millions of gopis could not satisfy Krishna without Radharani. Such is her prema. So he also left. Then when gopis saw this and they were searching, then this verse is there in Bhagavatam. Anaya radito nunam Bhagavan Harir Ishvara Yan no vihaya govinda prito yam anayat raha. This is 10th canto and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's translation. O Gopi, one Gopi is telling to another, O Gopi, Certainly she, for whom Sri Krishna had left all of us and took her alone to a secluded place, is a better servitor of Supreme Lord Sri Hari. The inherent purport is that since she is the crash jewel among the other female consorts of Sri Krishna, her name is Sri Radhika. That is in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation here. Anaya Radhito means topmost worship came from her. So in this way, indirectly in Bhagavatam, then in Brihad Gautamiya Tantra, the name of Sri Radharani is vividly explained. Devi Krishna Moi Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Moi Sarva Kanti Samohini Para. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So now I will read from Chaitanya Charitamrita some verses to know the Radha Tattva. So if we compare the sentiments, means Shanta, Dasya, Sakavatsala, Madhurja, in an impartial mood, we find that the conjugal sentiment is superior to all others in sweetness. Therefore, I call it Madhur Ras. It has two further divisions, namely Vedat and unvedat love. This we have to understand. That is transcendental pastimes. They are all servitors of Krishna in different ways. So this unwedded love, parakya mood in transcendental realm is the highest because most intense love is coming to Krishna. But in this world, this unwedded love, illicit sex connection is the lowest thing possible. So we have to understand the difference. There is a great increase of mellow in unwedded conjugal mood, this parakya bhav. So we have to understand who is Krishna, who is Radharani, who are gopis first in tattva, then we can understand this lila. Otherwise, in ordinary way, then we'll commit a mistake and we'll not get that service. Such love is found nowhere but in Braja, means Brajamandal, Vrindavan. This parakya bhav, nowhere you will find. This mood is unbounded in the damsels of Braja, means gopis, but among them it finds its perfection in Sri Radha. Her pure, mature love surpasses that of all others. Her love is the cause of Lord Krishna's tasting the sweetness of the conjugal relationship. Therefore, Lord Gauranga, who is Sri Hari himself, accepted the sentiments of Radha and thus fulfilled his own desires. Then, Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but they have assumed two bodies, thus they enjoy each other, tasting the mellows of love. Like our Gurudev on Radhashtami, he said, first you have to know Krishna Tattva, then you can know Radha Tattva after that. And then he was explaining that Brahma Vimokhan Lila, how even Brahma could not understand Krishna Tattva. He became bewildered. Only after he completely surrendered to Krishna, then he could understand. Likewise, Radharani is impossible to understand without surrender. So first Krishna Tattva, then Radha Tattva. Srimati Radhika is the transformation of Krishna's love. She is his internal energy called Hladini. That Hladini energy gives Krishna pleasure and nourishes his devotees. Lord Krishna's body is eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. His one spiritual energy manifests three forms. Hladini is his aspect of bliss, Sandini of eternal existence, and Sambit of cognizance, which is also accepted as knowledge. The essential portion of the Sandini potency is Shuddha Sattva, transcendental. Lord Krishna's existence rests upon it. Krishna's mother, father, abode, house, bedding, seats, and so on are all transformations of Shuddha Sattva. They are all transcendental, spiritual. The essence of the Sambit potency is knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. All other kinds of knowledge, such as the knowledge of Brahman, are its components. The essence of the Hladini potency is love of God. The essence of love of God is bhava. And the ultimate development of emotion, this transcendental emotion, is Mahabhava. Mahabhav Swarupa Shri Radha Thakurani, Sarva Gunokani Krishna Kanta Shiromani. Shri Radha Thakurani is the embodiment of Mahabhav. She is the repository of all good qualities and the crash jewel among all the lovely consorts of Lord Krishna. In Upadeshamrita also, Rupa Goswami, based on the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wrote about different kinds of devotees in different levels. First, karma yogis, jnana yogis, then bhaktas, then premi bhaktas, and like this. Then ultimately gopis. Topmost is Radharani. Among all gopis, Chandravali and Radharani are best, but among them, Radharani is highest. No one can compare with her. Yes, here it is from Shastra. Of these two gopis, Radharani and Chandravali, Srimati Radharani is superior in all respects. She is the embodiment of Mahabhava, and she surpasses all in good qualities. Her mind, senses, and body, that is transcendental, are steeped in love for Krishna, means fully immersed. She is Krishna's own energy, and she helps him in his pastimes. Then from Brahma Samhita, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who resides in his own realm Goloka with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency Hladini, means this devotional energy, embodiment or personification of highest type, degree. Their companions are her confidantes, they are Sakis, who embody extensions of her bodily form and who are imbued and permitted with ever blissful spiritual rasa. Now please listen to how Lord Krishna's consorts help him taste rasa and how they help in his pastimes. The beloved consorts of Lord Krishna are of three kinds. The goddesses of fortune, means Lakshmis, the queens, and the milkmaids of Braja, Gopis, who are the foremost of all. These consorts all proceed from Radhika, as we heard before from that song. Just as the fountainhead Lord Krishna is the cause of all avatars, so Sri Radha is the cause of all these consorts. The goddesses of fortune are partial manifestations of Srimati Radhika, and the queens are reflections of her image. The goddesses of fortune are her plenary portions, and they display the forms of Vaibhava Vilas. The queens are of the nature of her Vaibhava Prakash. The Braja Devis, Gopis, have diverse bodily features. They are her expansions and are the instruments for expanding rasa. Without many consorts, there is not such exultation in rasa. Therefore, there are many manifestations of Srimati Radharani to assist in the Lord's pastimes. They are all coming from her. Among them are various groups of consorts in Braja who have varieties of sentiments and mellows, means moods, rasas. They help Lord Krishna taste all the sweetness of the rasa dance and other pastimes. Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva, Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Radha is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she is also the enchantress of Govinda. She is the be-all and end-all of Govinda, and the crest jewel of all his consorts. Now this verse is coming from Gautamiya Tantra. Devi Krishna Moi Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Moi Sarva Kanti Samohini Para. Here, translation. Let me see if our Gurudev translation is there. Yes. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, I will read. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radhika or Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Shri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. Our Parangurudev gave example. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that one is Purusha, means soul, and this body, that is Prakriti. So, like Prakriti always serves the Purusha, Prakriti is doing all activities, but pleasure and pain is felt by Purusha. So, always serving. Like that, Krishna himself is serving himself through Radharani, through his potency. That is why she is his absolute counterpart. You cannot separate them. Like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used this word, predominating moiety and predominated moiety. Moiety means one half of a thing, one half. There are two halves. So predominating is Krishna, predominating half, enjoyer. Radharani is predominated, servant. But that does not mean that she's suffering. She's getting more satisfaction than Krishna. That is why Krishna wanted to taste what Radharani is tasting, and he became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for that reason. In this world, servant is not enjoying. Master is enjoying, servant is serving. But in actual service, that loving service in transcendental realm, servants, they are fully blissful because that is their function they are doing. And Krishna is the source of all satisfaction, pleasure. So they're getting bliss. So Radharani's love is highest. And she's getting such bliss that even Krishna wants to get that. They now explaining each word from this verse. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful. or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. So she's the abode of that Aradhana, means worship. She's personified devotion to him. And love sports means pastimes of Lord Krishna, the Radharani. Then Krishna Mohi means one who's within and without are Lord Krishna, means inside and outside, only Krishna is there. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Everywhere she sees Krishna, wherever she looks, that Krishna appears there. Such is her devotion. Or Krishna Mohi means that she is identical with Lord Krishna, for she embodies the mellows of love. Kimba Prema Rasa Mohi means made of Prema Rasa. Mohi means made of or full of. Prema Rasa Mohi Krishna's Srup. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. That is also in Vedanta Sutra. You will find Shakti, Shaktimat or Abhed. There is no difference between Shaktiman and Shakti. So Radharani is Krishna, so no one can attain her or know her without surrender, like Krishna. Her worship, Aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. She has no any other target. As we hear during Kartik, even she is happy when Krishna gives her pain, because she knows if Krishna is happy to give me pain, that sort of pain will be my highest bliss, because I know Krishna is happy. So it is impossible to, only for Radharani, only Radharani can have such surrender to Krishna. So those who want to be her servitors, they have to match that degree of surrender to assist her to come in contact with her, and they can be employed by her. Otherwise, how you can be employed by her if you are not fully ready to serve? So it is not so easy. Manjari Bhav only will say Radhe Radhe and bas. No, it is not so easy. There is process to attain that. That is highest type of service of Krishna is the service of Radharani. Highest type of service, not enjoyment. Even simple services we are unable to do in this world, and so many desires, all this, and we are thinking I am Manjari like this. It's not so easy. Even devotion of Dhruva, to get devotion of Dhruva, not blaming anyone and fully surrender to Krishna, that is not easy to get. What to speak of Manjari Bhav? By Sahaja mood, we cannot get that. There is a procedure given by Goswamis, who are actually Manjaris. They gave how we can attain that. That process you have to follow, not avoid and jump and like that. Or imagine. So her worship, Aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna, how Krishna wants or how Krishna plays. In that way, she's serving. So those who are assisting her, means Manjaris, or those who are serving her, they have to have that level of surrender. Otherwise, how they can? It's not so easy. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. Before I explain how the name comes. Then this verse from Bhagavatam is also quoted here in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Truly, the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind, means all gopis. So here Anaya, by this one, Aradita, worship Nunam, certainly, Hari, yes, she certainly worshipped him best. This one, Anaya means one, by this one, that is Radharani, indirectly mentioned here. Therefore, Radha is Parama Devata, from this verse of Gautamiya Tantra, the supreme goddess. And she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. Also, Manjaris, they feel this. They are her Palya Dasis, means protected and maintained by her, like a mother. Radharani is everything to them. They are fully in her service and fully they are without any fear, anxiety, nothing. They are fully maintained and protected by her, like a mother. So it is not so easy to come to that platform of devotion, of service. Not imagination for the sake of being highest, for name and fame highest, and to quarrel with others and like that. That is not Manjari Bhav. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi, that is, she is the source of all consorts, Lakshmis. Radha is the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Or Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. The word Sarva Kanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in her body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Kanti may also mean all the desires of Lord Krishna. All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radhika fulfills all the desires of Lord Krishna. This is the meaning of Sarva Kanti. Krishna enchants the world, but Sri Radha enchants even him. Therefore, she is the supreme goddess of all. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. Dui Bostu Bednai Shastra Paraman. Sri Radha is the full power and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are not different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. They are indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable, or as fire and its heat are not different. Or Bhaktivinoda Thakur before said sun and sun rays, not different. Thus Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken 2 forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. So this is Radha Tattva. Some, in other places also in Chaitanya Charitamrita also other Tattva of Radharani is given, so we have to understand, not ordinary. Radharani is not different from Krishna. If Brahma could not understand Krishna without surrender, how we can understand Radharani without surrender and attain her service or Krishna service? Impossible. Then further in our Gurudev's article, yes, also the glories of Radharani are mentioned in Govinda Lilamrita and scriptures compiled by the Goswamis, but this Govinda Lilamrita is not for all. There, eightfold pastimes of Radha Krishna during the day is described in detail, so only those who have proper qualification, they can read. Not all. Then, from Brahma Vaivarta Puran, there is description how Radharani appeared. In the arena of highest divine mellow, in the abode of Goloka, that is in Rasamandal, she who appeared from the left-hand side of Sri Krishna and got attracted and ran towards him is known as Radha, because from left side, and Dhavaman means she rushed towards Krishna, so her name is Radha. Demigods, they saw it. Radha appeared from Sri Krishna and is his non-different manifestation. Hence, she is dearmost to Sri Krishna. From the sweat pores of Radharani, million crores of cowherd girls, that is gopis, and from the sweat pores of Sri Krishna, million crores of cowherd boys and cows appeared. So from Radharani, all gopis, they are coming out, and from Krishna, cowherd boys and cows also appear from him. Then here it is also mentioned that pastime. One time, Viraja, one gopi, was serving Krishna in a lonely place directly. But that is indiscipline, because all gopis should serve Krishna under the guidance of Radharani. This is, of course, lila too, because they want to appear in this world. So, some messengers of Radharani, they reported to Radharani that Viraja is doing this. Then Radharani became very angry and she rushed there, but the cowherd friends of Krishna, they told him, Radharani is very angry, she's coming. You go from here immediately. So Krishna went away. So now Viraja was without shelter. So she gave up her life and became a river, Viraja. You know that river which separates spiritual world and material world, Viraja. When Radharani came there, she was very angry. That is also for the satisfaction of her anger. Her anger is out of love. She came there and she saw nothing is there, only water. Then later, when Krishna came with with his Sakhas, friends, to meet with Radharani and the Sakhis, gopis, then Radharani chastised him very much. That is love inside. We should not think that is not devotion. Krishna says, I am not satisfied when Brahma, Shiva and other, they are offering those Veda stutis, Vedic prayers in Oven Reverend. I am not happy with that. As I am when my gopis, they chastise me. They speak very bad words about me. That gives me happiness. Love is there inside. This also we cannot understand externally. We have to be trained through Sharanagati to understand this. Then, hearing these harsh words from Radharani, Sudama, one cowherd friend of Krishna, he was pained in his heart and he protested against, why you are speaking like this against my friend. Then Radharani, she was very angry. She cursed him. You will be born in this world as a demon. Then Sudama also cursed her. You also will be born in this material world, and you will have to bear separation of Krishna for 100 years. So in this way they cursed each other. That is like a cause for appearance, but that is lila. It is not that they are falling from Goloka like that. That is their lila pastime. Another time also Krishna told to Radharani, you should appear in this world for the benefit of all the jivas. Then Radharani said, no, I cannot go to that place where there is no Vrindavan, no Govardhan, no Jamuna. I cannot. Then Krishna first ordered Vrindavan, Jamuna and Govardhan to appear. Then Radharani was willing to go. And Govardhan appeared there in that island. Then when he was brought on the way to Kashi, you know, Govardhan we are hearing. When he saw Vrindavan, he did not want to go anywhere. He stayed there. Like Radharani cannot stay anywhere except Vrindavan. Krishna also, Nandan and Krishna never goes out of Vrindavan. Another avatar of Krishna, the Dwarakadish, Mathura, they go outside, but Nandan and Krishna is always in Vrindavan. Radharani also never going out. Only when meeting Krishna at Kurukshetra to bring him to Vrindavan. Not to stay or something, but for the sake of Vrindavan, they are going. So this Sudama became Shankachura demon. Yes, and also in Radha Tantra, the appearance of Radharani is explained. Lord Vasudev, means Krishna Vasudev, once worshipped Yoga Maya for a long duration. When Yoga Maya appeared and said, you cannot attain perfection by performing the penance alone, without being accompanied by Lakshmi Devi. The 4 garlands around my neck, Hastini, Padmini, Chitrini and Gandhini, are my messengers. The Padmini garland will be known as Radha in the abode of Braja. Go to Braja and meet Padmini. So Krishna is always with his consort. Here also this is shown. By this your penances will be successful. After listening to the words of Yogamaya, Lord Vasudeva desired to see the form of Padmini. Immediately Goddess Padmini appeared in front of Lord Vasudeva in an effulgent and reddish 1000-petal lotus flower. Lord Vasudeva was surprised by beholding the form of Padmini. She, or Padmini, performed the pastime of appearing in the form of an egg in a lotus flower in the river Kalindi. Because here further it goes, King Brishabhanu of Barshana was engaged in the worship of Yogamaya on the banks of river Kalindi, that is Jamuna, in order to get a beautiful baby. Yogamaya Katyayani, being satisfied by his worship, gave the aforementioned effulgent egg to King Brishabhanu and said, I am subdued by your wife's devotion, that is Kirtida. Give this egg to her. You will be blessed with a beautiful baby girl. As soon as Vrishabhanu placed the egg in front of his wife Kirtida, the egg broke and Shri Radharani appeared. Bol Srimati Radharani ki jai. Another version regarding the appearance of Shri Radharani, it is also said, by the fruit of the penances of King Brishabhanu on the banks of river Jamuna, Radharani self-manifested on an unprecedented 100-petal lotus flower in Jamuna. Brishabhanu was extremely pleased being blessed with a wonderful and most beautiful baby girl, but saw that the eyes of the baby were closed. He was all the while unhappy internally for the baby being sightless. One day his friend King Nanda, along with his wife Yashoda Devi and the child Gopal, came to his place. While Brishabhanu was narrating his sorrow to King Nanda, one surprising incident took place. Small Gopal crawled towards Radharani and touched her. She immediately opened her eyes. Radharani had taken a vow that she would see Krishna only when she opens her eyes for the first time. Hence, as soon as Krishna came, she opened her eyes. So here it is in short given by our Gurudev from Brahma Vaivarta Puran. So since today is Radhashtami, most auspicious day, we should not see any time. Also it is Saturday. Generally people Saturday they go out enjoying nightclubs. Whole night they are wasting. So we should not see the time on Radhashtami day. At least we should be ready to hear the glories and pastimes of Radharani. Should not see time. So there are innumerable pastimes of Radharani we are hearing during Kartik time, and mentioned in Shastra, those who are qualified. Also one pastime is there, how Durvasa once came to Barshana when he visited Brishabhanu Maharaj as a guest. Then Radharani was engaged to serve him. So he's a very difficult guest. So many desires, and he can eat a lot or fast for a long time like this. So sometimes he requested this and then he said, no, I will not take this, and like so many things. But Radharani, because she's prema, love personified, she had this mood, tolerant as a tree and respectful, never angry, never complaining like this. So Durvasa Rishi was very happy with her and he blessed her that in Tattva, Durvasa Rishi cannot bless Radharani. Radharani is supreme person. But in Leela they made such pastime so that Durvasa gave that blessing. Whatever you will cook, it will be good as nectar, and also it will be like nectar. It will increase the life of the person who will eat. So for that reason, Yashoda Devi, she is calling Radharani to cook for Krishna out of Vatsalya Bhav. She wants that Krishna should take food prepared by Radharani so that his life will increase. And because she is a queen, she is requesting Radharani in-laws, that is Jyotila, you please send Radharani, she will cook. Then Jyotila will give permission. Jyotila will never give permission to meet Krishna. But for this she is giving because queen, she's requesting and cooking. So in that way, before we heard, Radha and Krishna externally, they are not married, Parakya Bhav, but she gets the service of cooking for him. In this Leela, Durvasa Rishi playing one part, and Yashoda and all, so she can cook for him. Otherwise it is impossible why she will cook for him. So in that way, she's cooking and she's getting Krishna's prasad then also. So in this way, by Yogamaya, everything is fulfilled. One Indian, he asked me, why Radha and Krishna never married? I said in Tattva, they are always married. He is Shaktiman, she is Shakti, but in Lila they made this a pastime so that love is more increased by that. It is not easily available, so here Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj, he spoke on Radhashtami day in 95, second September 95, so he gave some more details about this pastime of appearance, which we just heard from Brahma Vaivarta Puran. So this I will read. The Brahma Vaivarta Puran describes that once in the transcendental abode of Vrindavan, Krishna Chandra was sitting on a golden throne under a Madhavi creeper. He was thinking of how to further relish the nectarian mellows of his pastimes. Due to this thought, by his mere will, Srimati Radharani appeared from the left side of his body. Radharani's form was the color of molten gold and was decorated with various ornaments. On her braid was a flower bouquet, on her breast a garland of pearls, and around her waist hung an ornamented belt. Beautiful golden earrings adorned her ears, and the anklets on her feet produced a tinkling sound. Radha is the enchanter of Madhava. Radha, Madhava Mohini. In the Rasa dance, she gave so much pleasure to him, but still she considered how to give him even more pleasure. As soon as she desired this, immediately innumerable gopis, all looking like Srimati, immediately expanded from her body. In the Padma Puran, Uttarakanda, Shivaji told Parvati about the appearance of Radha. Vrishabhanu Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord. His chaste and devoted wife was named Kirtida. It is from her womb that Jagannatha, the mother of the whole world, Sri Radha, took birth. This auspicious appearance of Brajeshwari occurred at noon on the 8th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadrava. In some kalpas, her appearance is in Varshana, from the womb of Kirtida. Different kalpas means days of Brahma, so different lilas also of appearance. This auspicious appearance of Brajeshwari occurred at noon on the 8th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra. Seeing that such a beautiful daughter was born to the king, all the Gopa families of Gokul became very joyful. Everyone's desires were fulfilled. King Vrishabhanu gave immense charity to the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, musicians, dancers, and poor men. One day, Narad Muni came to the quarters of King Vrishabhanu to have darshan of Radharani. The sage inquired about his and his kingdom's welfare. In a humble mood, the king replied, means Vrishabhanu, because of your mercy, everything is auspicious. You are such a great sadhu. Wherever you go, becomes a tirtha. By your grace, everyone can get Hari Bhakti. Saying this, Vrishabhanu Maharaj placed his daughter, whose eyes were still closed, on the lap of Narada Muni. By the touch of Radharani, the sage became ecstatic. The hairs on his body stood on end, and tears like torrential rain flowed from his eyes. In his heart, Narada Muni began to offer prayers to the little girl. he could understand. Before we heard that Narad is also worshipping Radharani. Now he understood getting touch. So he offered prayers. You are Hari Priya, dear to Lord Hari. Mahabhava Swarup, the personification of the highest love. Govinda Mohini, the enchanter of Govinda. Krishna Prana Rup, the life and soul of Krishna. Ananda Swarup, the very embodiment of bliss. You are Bhakti and Tapa, austerity. All of the demigods headed by Brahma and Shiva meditate on your lotus feet. All of Krishna's consorts, such as the gopis, the queens in Dwaraka, and even Mahalakshmi, are plenary portions of you. Throughout the universe, you are known as Adi Shakti, the original potency. Hearing the prayers of Narada Muni, Radharani mercifully showed her form to him. The Muni beheld a vision of Radhika seated upon a throne studded with divine gems under the shade of a wish-fulfilling tree. Innumerable Sakis, some fanning her, some waving chamaras, and others holding a white umbrella over her head, surrounded her. Brajeshwari's body was covered with beautiful transcendental garments. Her forehead was decorated with designs drawn with sindur, and a glow emanated from her body. By her mercy, Radharani revealed this beautiful form to Narad Muni, and he alone could see it. All the while, Radhika, in the form of a baby, was lying on the lap of Narada Muni. Narada Muni returned the child to her father, seated with his queen before the great Muni. The sage said, "You are most fortunate, because you have such a wonderful daughter. Kamala, Parvati, Arundhati, Sachi, and Satyabhama are all just plenary portions or portions of plenary portions of Radharani. No one is as dear to Lord Hari as she. Because of your daughter, all of Gokul will be filled with opulence. Do not feel sorry that you have a girl. Because of her, your glory will spread far and wide." With folded hands, King Brishabhanu asked, "Who will be her husband?" The great sage replied, "She will be the wife of the Supreme Purusha, and in the course of time her eyes will open." Saying this, Narada Muni left. After hearing this account, Parvati inquired of Shivaji, "Why were Radharani's eyes not open?" Shivji said, "O Devi, this is another wonderful story. When Lord Hari wanted to descend to this material world, he called Radha and said, 'You too will take birth there with me. We will manifest wonderful leelas together.' Then Radha said, 'O my dear lotus-eyed Hari, if I take birth in the material world, I will be so distressed. How can I bear to see other men? I only want to see you. I refuse to look upon the form of another.' Krishna said, 'O Devi, please do not feel such anxiety. Your desire will be fulfilled.' Lord Hari took birth as the son of Nanda Maharaj. That is, of course, pastime. That is not birth like conditioned souls because of karma. This is their pastime, like human beings they are doing. Lord Hari took birth as the son of Nanda Maharaj in order to protect the sadhus. Radha took birth from the womb of Kirtida as the daughter of Brishabhanu. Because of the birth of the divine couple, the whole universe became exuberant. But Radha's eyes were not open. Seeing this, Kirti the Maharani was alarmed. Parvati then inquired, "Please tell me how Radharani opened her eyes." Shivji said, "I will tell you. Simply by hearing this account, one receives transcendental happiness. King Brishabhanu held a great festival on the auspicious occasion of his daughter's birth. He invited all the cowherd men and women, extending a special invitation to Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Rani. Nanda Maharaj and his wife arrived at the palace of King Brishabhanu by bullock cart. Maharaj Brishabhanu welcomed Nanda Maharaj, embracing him. Kirtida welcomed Yashoda Mata, embracing her. The magnificent festival continued. All different kinds of instruments were played: kettle drums, bagels, violins, veena, etc. Meanwhile, in the inner quarters of the palace, Sri Radha was sleeping in her cradle. Lord Hari, who is the Antarjami, super soul in the hearts of all living entities, knew this. Unnoticed by anyone, baby Krishna went to Radharani. Seeing the face of his consort, Krishna smiled, laughing in his mind. Then he put his lotus palm over her eyes. As soon as she felt the touch of Krishna, she immediately opened her eyes and saw his face. They had eye-to-eye union, Radha and Krishna. Both of them were very, very blissful. Kirtida had just come there and she saw what had happened. Taking the baby girl onto her lap, she happily exclaimed, "Krishna gave eyes to Radha. Therefore, this girl will be very dear to Krishna." Hearing this, Mother Yashoda's heart was filled with joy. This is the inconceivable Lila of Krishna. By the mercy of Hari and Guru, it is described in Brahma Vaivarta Puran and Padma Puran. Srimati Radharani ki Jai. So here, Krishna did not give her eyes, but she opened there. But expression is like that because by his grace or by his will, she opened. So she's telling Krishna gave her eyes. Like that, Guru, in such a way, Guru gives Siddha Deha. Not that gives, you have, but by his grace, it is revealed. So you can express Guru gives it. So this way. So today is Radharani's appearance day. Her glories are unlimited, unending. Her service to her is also unending, unlimited. So I am bowing down to her lotus feet. Today in Abhishek, on appearance day, only on this day, one can see the lotus feet of Radharani in DT forum. And on that day when she changed cloth with Subala Saka to meet Krishna, so she's wearing that cowherd boy dhoti. On that day also you can see her feet. Radhashtami and that day, otherwise not. So today, by her grace, we could see her lotus feet. So I'm bowing down to her and praying for her causeless mercy to kindly forgive me for all offenses which I may have committed to her lotus feet, knowingly or unknowingly, and to bestow the service of her lotus feet and the lotus feet of Krishna. By serving Radharani, one is actually doing highest service of Krishna in Tattva. In Leela, Manjaris will not be directly engaged in the service of Krishna. They will be engaged in the service of Radharani. But in Tattva, that is the highest service of Supreme Lord. So they are getting highest type of bliss through service of Radharani, who is serving Krishna. So Srimati Radharani ki Jai, and all her personal associates, extensions, our Guru Vargas ki Jai.